This has to be one of the worst flavor prime drinks. No wonder it was on discount. Anyway, KSI, Mr. Olajide Olatunji, rapper, YouTuber, boxer, and probably a few more things by now. I'm sure that you know of him as he has a massive presence on all social media platforms, and he's very much hard to miss. Now, I'm a fan of KSI, the Sidemen, and others by extension. I've been around since Ball Ski, since the scary Let's Play videos, FIFA videos, etc, etc. Now, being a fan of his music, that's a separate audio. Back in 2021, he released an album, All Over the Place, and it had pretty decent commercial success. However, the reception was kind of in between. So today, we'll be reviewing this album, track by track.
Is my and I am the one who's chosen.
So the album starts off with The Moment, and the first thing that you realize if you're not a fan of JJ is that his voice is very different. Not in a good or bad way, it's just that it's very unique. It's like really hard to impersonate. It just doesn't sound like the regular commercial voice that you're used to. It's kind of distracting as it almost takes away attention from the song itself. But let's talk about the song itself. It is a blend of rap and pop over this very dynamic and raw production. The track does build energy over time. It has a catchy hook, but at times the writing can be a bit mediocre. And his vocal delivery is kinda chopped as well. However, it's a decent opening track.
Cool pussy, spin them niggas block cause we had nothing else to do. Ain't tripping about no bitch, you know I'm a player.
Easily one of the worst tracks on this album and a perfect example of why money can't buy talent. Yes, the song does have two really big features here, Future and 21 Savage, with 21 having the best performance here, followed by Future, and lastly by JG, who really sticks out like a sore thumb. He feels like an imposter on his own track. I can really care less for this song as we have much more notable highlights to talk about.
So much time through these phases, it's just not adding up. Felt all alone on the stage.
Patience is good, and not like good for a YouTuber good. Good as in, if I did this while in the mall, I wouldn't be offended by it. Also, he didn't lie when he said that this album would be all over the place because this track blends elements of pop, trap, rock, and hip-hop. Polo G starts off the song with a phenomenal verse, and then we have a really well-performed hook by Yungblud, and then an even better verse by JJ. The really electric synthy beat stands out a lot. They all have different styles, but it blends together really well. A very, very fun track.
Everything I do it all for you.
Hello. You is the second solo track from JJ on this album, and just like The Moment, it does come with a few flaws, but overall not a bad track. It is a love song. He talks about the emotional connections, maintaining relationships, and growth. And this track really does grow, as he's a lot less braggadocious than we're used to. He's more laid back and controlled as he submits himself and his emotions into this relationship, really showcasing that he can adapt to almost anything. He is very much flexible, decent hook, and even better verse. Don't Play with Anne-Marie is another fun pop song, and JJ has to be my favorite part of this song. Like, it's not a diss to Anne, she's great on her own right, but JJ just sounds very much in his zone. He didn't slip one bit. Also, I think this song was one of his most commercially successful songs. I think it placed like number 2 on the UK charts, something like that. Rightfully so though, because it's upbeat, catchy, polished, and again, fun.
I think of you all the time, baby. Is it
Really Love with Craig David. Holy shit. For those of you that don't know, which is probably the US audience, Craig David is a legend and most popular in the UK. He has like hits on hits on hits. If you haven't heard of him, just go to YouTube. You'll thank me later. As far as him here, he is great as well. His performance, his voice, his cadence are all top tier. Really one of the biggest highlights on this album. And JJ goes really hard as well, trying not to be too overshined. But then he says, no look ting when I'm shooting my beats. Like, I could have done without that image in my head of him ejaculating. The song itself, it is great, almost kind of nostalgic. It's incredible in its own right. I really, really do enjoy this song. Definitely a highlight.
Back in them jeans looking mad. Open the Jeep, let me grab.
Gang Gang is stupidly good. It's not like a typical hype song, but it feels very much celebratory within a group. Like, the best way I would describe it is that one song that has a particular connection with you and your innocence. On the song, everyone pulls their weight from J1 to Deno to JJ. It's great rapping, great singing, and it's very much compact and well executed. Easily one of my favorite beats and the second most underrated song here. We'll get to the first
Your tongue and that's on you, baby. You, baby, I don't think about you. Yeah.
Rent Free is about maintaining a presence regardless of uproar or criticism and, just staying in someone's mind. Rent Free. JJ is a lot more aggressive as he used to stay in control and to keep his power. He's a lot more confident and bold and really dominant. The song, although short, becomes really repetitive over time, and it's one of the first instances where I would say that it would have benefited from another feature. I think another rapper could have helped this track dive a bit deeper into those themes.
This gradness, grab it like I'm Atlas. Always want when they pre it.
Best song on this whole entire fucking album, Deluxe Edition at all, the best song. And it's a solo track over a This is where he truly exceeds, in my opinion. He is rapping his Nigerian ass off. Just take a look at these lyrics. Say, I need a feature, now they feature me. Never chatting, now it's easily. Bars, nigga. Well, actually, it's more of wordplay. I don't care. Regardless, it is one of the most powerful and intense songs here that is just infused with passion and energy to just oozes itself into your mind. It is easily the most underrated track here, and I think it should be his most popular song, but that's just my opinion. And it isn't a pop song, and pop, has that commercial appeal that most people will like. But regardless, I really like this song, and it's a highlight.
Silly when they gotta spend it. Ay. Silly when they gotta end it. Ay. Silly when they go to see me. Silly when
The whiplash from madness to silly is criminal. It also doesn't help that this is a terrible song. Bugsy does give a good verse, but the vibe here is very dull and boring.
Pull up, hop out, flash it. Ammunition.
No lie, the first time I heard this song, my hips just started to do this. I didn't have to share that information. But this is another track that JJ ends up being the worst part of his own song. His voice and energy just doesn't match or contrast well. It just feels incredibly out of place. Rico Love was great, and I think this song could have had better success had JJ, put in a bit more effort or switched out voices because the energy and vibe was there. We just needed a better performance.
I stay focused on my trip.
You're either going to be completely turned off by the hook, or you might like it. I like it. JJ actually outshines Lil Durk here in rapping and performance. But it's very hard to describe the song, believe it or not. I suggest you go take a listen and follow your own.
She love it when I spray like a long Leo Savage. Dripping in diamonds, I don't do mirage. Fly you to
No Pressure is really, really good and underappreciated. Most people, again, won't appreciate the patois or the reggae pop beat, but I think it's very much refreshing and it fits the theme up all over the place. And JJ is showcasing, again, that he can do anything. The song is a vibe, the grooviness is there, and it's definitely a highlight for me. One of my favorite tracks off of this album.
Ocean, find me away, you're my holiday.
Holiday, and he is singing a lot. I was never a fan of this song. I am still not. However, it's nice to see that JJ grew. His singing in the past wasn't the best by any means, but having a vocal coach and over time, his performance has gotten better. While yes, the song is listenable, it's very much unoriginal. It sounds very much bland and basic that you can always forget it for something else. Like, even the music video looks like a commercial. I get the appeal though, it's a feel-good, warm and positive song. I mean, the album does have everything for everyone.
And it's blinding my eyes.
Sleeping with the Enemy has some of the worst rapping I've heard from JJ in his entire career. And SX is just insufferably annoying. Like, I'm trying to get into the story that JJ is telling about his life, and then SX just bursts into singing. Like the last time they collaborated, it was fine, but this song is just whack as hell.
Okay, swerve, okay, swerve, okay. Baby, twist your waist and make it turn.
The last song on this album, Swerve, and it's good. Pretty decent performance by both JJ and J1. Decent rapping, although JJ does say, "I'm hella horny like a rhino washing porn," which is really a line. But yeah, let's talk about the album though. The album, all over the place, it's a 6. A decent 6. The album is a good album. It has many positive aspects to it, such as its diverse feature list, which fits the theme of all over the place. They bring their unique set of skills here, but some are better than others, and some actually overpower JJ. While some of the solo songs are just fine, we have other examples like Madness, which is such a phenomenal song, and JJ isn't using a feature as a crutch here. There's a lot of different themes on this album, and personal growth was one of them, as we literally saw JJ grow throughout his career. And even his singing has improved. Although it isn't my favorite skill of his, it's nice to see progress. But there are some negatives, such as JJ performance at times, which can be really out of place. And sometimes he's just like a skill below that the artist that he's featured. As well as piecing issues with the tracklist and writing. Writing really needs to improve. But I'm actually going to do something that I don't usually do. I talk about a song that wasn't on the first album, but on the edition, which is Lose featuring Lil Weed, that I thought should have made the original album because this song is really good. I know a lot of people are expecting Lil Weed to go crazy, but I think his performance here was really good. It is such a fantastic song. If you haven't heard it, I won't spoil it for you. Go take a listen, as you should, to this album as well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, as well as anything else. Please call me on opinion. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Bye.